Welcome to our Thursday Geeks of the Week. I'm Mario, and my Superman of choice has his underwear on the outside. You cannot unsee this, internet. Bulge, bulge, bulge. Bulge, bulge, bulge. Super package.
Deep 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 beep 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 deep beep 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 beep.
Geeks of the Week. So let me tell you about my shirt. It has that cool six-pack pizza on it because that's the only way I could get one. My kryptonite is cupcakes. I like them too much. And the cape has this cool feature. Let me show you. As you can see, the S is on the cape, and I think that's a really cool feature. It's attached by Velcro, and I can easily take it off, but I don't want to take it off because then I gotta put it back on. I love my shirt. Now I'm gonna talk to the rest of the geeks because I'm nothing without my super friends. As you know, Steph was suffering from the kryptonite flu, but she's a lot better now. She finished her Supergirl costume and is on her way to see Nikki. I'm very excited to see all your derpy times together. Now we all have to wear a super gear at the same time and be a super team. Super Brofist! Paolo, I enjoyed your talk about E3 because times like this, I really miss X-Play. I'm not the biggest gamer, but I like hearing about the new innovations. And you're right, Hans Zimmerman's soundtrack sounds epic so far. You know, if they couldn't use John Williams, I'm glad they used Zimmerman. You also asked a question about Pokemon evolution, I believe, and I think they should evolve into Superman. That is always the correct answer for anything. Luluko, I am very envious of your kick-ass speechifying skills, and we should totally make the rest of the geeks watch Arrested Development because we have bonded over that, and then we could all cosplay it. That would be awesome. And Yoshi Island sounds really fun, especially because Super Mario themed games are the only ones I can still play and I'm decent at. And Nikki, that photo of Steph not noticing Carmen Sandiego and Where's Waldo together made me laugh because I totally remember those questions we had to answer. It was a lot of fun. Oh, and of course, have a blast at the Las Vegas Con. I know you and Steph will. If you couldn't tell, Man of Steel comes out tonight at midnight, and Superman's my favorite superhero of all time. He's still my favorite. I love him, so I'm very stoked for this movie. I hope it's good. I'll let you guys know what I think of it next week. In the meantime, enjoy the Superman theme video. Here's some great Superman videos I found on the internet. Of course, I'll be providing links below to all of them. Whoosh! I'm sure you've seen the How It Should Have Ended videos. If not, they're these great animation shorts that play out how movies should end. And anytime they do a superhero one, Superman and Batman are involved in the diner. I love their version of Superman because he's like this Jerry Seinfeld type character where he's the coolest guy in the room and always comes up with witty lines against the others. Whoosh! There's a Kingdom Come fanmade trailer out there. And I love fan-made things because it expresses their creativity. It's definitely worth to check out. But up, Superman! Robot Chicken is still one of my favorite shows, especially when Superman makes an appearance, because it's usually him doing something dickish, and it's so out of character for him, and it always makes me laugh. Below are some of my favorite skits. But up, Superman! Finally, the fine folks at Hub got together the original voice actors for Superman the Animated Series and recreated the Man of Steel trailer. It was spectacular. You need to go watch it. Now I'm going to give you 5 of my favorite Superman stories of all time. They're all 5 stars, so you really can't go wrong with reading any of them. I'm going to start off with It's a Bird, written by Stephen T. Siegel and not by Teddy Christensen. And this story is about a comic book writer by the name of Steve who's been offered the job to write for Superman. The problem is he doesn't particularly like the character. As he contemplates if he should take it, he's dealing with his own family issues, along with the possibility that he might have Huntington's, which is a fatal genetic disease. This comic is something really cool and interesting. Here's the thing, it criticizes Superman, it breaks him down, and all of it is fair and accurate. I'm a big Superman fan, and there were moments during this that I was like, ouch, he's right. It's also the tale of a man named Steve, which will captivate you. Even if you're not a Superman fan, you should buy it based on that alone. It's a great story, and it definitely comes with a high recommendation. Next, Superman's Secret Identity, written by Kurt Busiek and Albert Stewart and Monique. And I did a long review for this in an earlier video, so let me just give you some quick thoughts. This story is set in the real world where a boy named Clark Kent one day wakes up with the powers of Superman. This is a beautiful comic. You really won't expect it. I definitely recommend you guys pick it up. You will not regret it. Next, Superman Birthright, written by Mark Waid and art by Lyndon Francis Yu. And this is a more modern retelling of Clark Kent's upbringing. Here we see him in his mid-20s, out of college and working on his journalism chops, when he decides to become Superman. And of course, Lex tries to bring him down immediately, because he believes Superman is envious of his bald hairdo. Because let's face it, Luthor does look good bald. This is an incredible story. The character building is superb. You see Clark's motives for wanting to help people, how they inspire him. Him and Lex are both outsiders and they have that in common. Then there's Lois Lane, who's a strong, sharp, intelligent character. Mark Waid is one of those legendary writers who knows Superman so well. He knows him inside and out. Used artwork can sometimes be distracting, but not here. He did a stellar job. If you want to know what makes Superman tick, definitely pick this up. Next, Kingdom Come, written by Mark Waid and not by Alex Ross. And in the future, there's a new brand of more ruthless heroes, and Superman, who disagrees with these methods, has retired. When a catastrophe occurs, the Man of Tomorrow decides to come out of retirement and teach these newbies how to be proper heroes. But when they don't go on with the program, they begin to get locked up. On top of that, he still has to deal with old enemies and former allies. In this comic, we see an old Clark suffering from losing friends and family either through age or violent actions. We really get a feel for his isolation here. It's funny, one of Superman's nicknames is the Man of Tomorrow, yet he's always seen as old-fashioned, and that's definitely prevalent here. By the way, the action is amazing. I'd buy it on Superman vs. Captain Marvel alone. Did I mention the artwork? Alex Ross did a magnificent job. He has this incredible ability to make his characters look both realistic and iconic, just larger than life. This has to be on your must-read list. You must read this. Finally, All-Star Superman, written by Grant Morrison and not by Frank Quigley. And Lex tricks Superman into rescuing the space mission, and as a result, he gets a lethal dose of solar radiation. And now he's slowly dying. But before he does, he's setting his affairs in order and going on great adventures, like arm wrestling Samson and Hercules at the same time travel, and finally dealing with Luthor once and for all. This comic is glorious. I love it so much I want to hug it. It's perfect. It's literally perfect. There's a confidence to Superman's character, but it's not done in an obnoxious way. It's just him being super, doing these amazing feats. Lex Luthor comes off as a badass, and the way the fight is resolved between him and Superman is brilliant. You'll get a deeper appreciation for who Kal-El is. This is my favorite Superman comic of all time. There were several touching scenes, and one I'm sure you've seen around the internet is the one where Superman saves his girl from committing suicide. It got a lot of attention when this person told the story of how they were suffering depression, and that page, that panel, gave them strength to go on. It saved their life. I'll post a link to the article below. I know he's just a fictional character, but Superman's always been a symbol of hope, and I've always feel that comes across. If I could only talk you into buying one Superman comic, this be the one. By the way, I reviewed this week's comics, guys, on my non-YouTube channel. Check the link below. I review Superman Unchained, amongst others. That's it for me. Remember to follow me on Twitter, like us on Facebook, check out the other Super Geeks, and stay geeky. You know who's faster than a speeding bullet in the sack? Batman, that's who. So, no, I'm not Clark Kent. I have the glasses on? Great! Wow! This is perhaps my finest moment on this channel. We're going to lose a lot of viewers for this.